I've been waiting for the offense to catch up to the defense under Shanahan. And this is the year, finally. We always discuss this. Can the offense pick up the defense at any point in time? Well, the defense gave up 16 points yesterday. I'll live with that. Every single week, you give up 16 points, you're going to give your team a chance to win, especially with this offense.
The only thing that was frustrating from the defensive point of view is that they gave up some wide open throws.
Right.
That, to me, there was just some blown coverages. Like the Noah Fant play, he's wide open. You can't have that.
You can't have that.
And there was a couple of
the screenplay was just a beautiful design. That was beautiful by Shea Waldorf.
Well, that was what the Niners ran against them up in Seattle 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, that was beautiful. The Thursday night game last year. Yeah.
The double screen to the wide open tight end in the middle. No, it was perfectly timed.
Yep.
They also threw, I thought, Kenneth Walker had one of the great runs. It looked like a punt return where he shifted field multiple times, and we just missed 5 or 6 tackles.
They had their moments. Seattle was going to be desperate. This was a desperation game for them. They've lost 3 straight. Now they fall below 500. They've lost 4 straight, 6 and 7. Lost their 5th straight to the 49ers. So I expected the game to be ugly at times. It's divisional games. Divisional games sometimes are just a little different.
I agree with that.
Seattle was going to come differently. They were going to come with a little more urgency.
And they had 3 extra days of rest.
3 extra days of rest and a little more urgency after what happened on Thanksgiving night. But this offense, Jasky, I can't get over it. Brock Purdy, 368 passing yards. Brandon Ayuk goes for 126 in the pass game. Deebo Samuel gets to another 7 for 149. Christian McCaffrey with 145 rushing yards. The 49ers became the first team to have at least one player with 300 or more passing yards, 2 players with 100 or more receiving yards, and 1 player with 100 or more rushing yards in the same game since the Ravens did it back in 2002. It also marked the first time this team has accomplished that feat in a single game since that Buffalo game I referenced earlier when they beat the Bills 45-3 in 2012, and Alex Smith had over 300 passing yards. Vernon Davis had 100. Michael Crabtree had 100, and Frank Gore had 100 rushing yards, but it didn't look like this. It didn't look like this.
Look around the league right now at all the young quarterbacks, and you see a lot of up and down, and they don't have teams as good as the Niners, but you have to make the most of your situation. Trevor Lawrence has been up and down. You know, even C.J. Stroud had a tough game, and they got knocked up in that game yesterday. Russell Wilson up and down. You know what I mean? He's a Hall of Famer. Mahomes crying and whining, and he's an all-time legend. You know, Herbert hasn't looked great this year. There are some quarterbacks around the league that haven't looked good. This guy has looked phenomenal outside of a couple of fourth quarters.
Yep. 5-quarter stretch.
That's how critical we are of this guy's play. He's been brilliant.
3,553 passing yards, 25 touchdown passes, 7 interceptions. Let's go to the Lions, man. It's your show, not our show, on a Monday, a Victory Monday that is on the Morning Roast. 888-957-9570. Let's go to Joel in San Jose. Joel, what's happening? You're on the rush. You're on the roast.
It is nothing better than a win Monday. Welcome, Bonte, to the show. This team is incredible. It's probably my favorite team in the last 30 years. 94 will give them that. There's difference makers at every freaking level. We can go all up and down the roster. We all know about it. For me, the difference maker on this team for the culture and the way we play football is Deebo freaking Samuel. In the first quarter of that terrible Cleveland game, he goes out with the shoulder. And then for the next 3 weeks, we get a little weird. We get a little off track. We hit the bye. And Deebo comes back, and then we just start punching people in the mouth. He brings the physicality. He walks out in the tunnel. He's got the boombox. He's dancing. He's creating culture. And when he gets on the field, he makes you feel the pain. You do not tackle Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel tackles you.
You almost nailed it. Joel.
He was so close.
But he was so close. You see Brandon Ayuk there, 6 catches on 9 targets, 21 yards a catch for Brandon Ayuk. But Deebo Samuel, and it's a great reminder of what this guy is. He's an all-time 49er. And when you remember we had the deep philosophical conversation back in training camp. Remember we did a deep dive on Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel and what they could present to a defense and what they present for this football team. And they're both different. Deebo Samuel, whatever position you want to label him as, I just call him a playmaker because the guy knows how to make plays.
Yes.
His hands have gotten better, Sasky. He catches a lot with his hands and not his chest.
Yes.
And then to run after the catch. Like, I don't know what his 40 time is, but whenever he gets the ball in his hands and he gets ahead of steam, it's rare that he gets caught from behind.
It's the Jerry Rice-like quality where he doesn't get caught from behind, but he's so much more physical than Jerry was on those plays. But, forever, Jerry's like, I didn't run the fastest 40, but nobody caught me from behind.
Nobody caught him from behind.
He's unbelievable. He's got 4 receiving touchdowns this year. He's got 5 rushing touchdowns this year. He's got 900 yards from scrimmage. 900.
He basically missed 3 games.
He's had a really good bounce back season. He's got 4 more games to go. I mean, you're looking at a guy who's going to have double-digit touchdowns again.
And he looks faster. He feels faster. I wonder if Deebo feels like he's faster. Here's Deebo Samuel after the game.
I wouldn't say I'm faster. It's just like when I'm. I wouldn't say I'm faster. It's just like when I'm in the open field, I think I just got another gear that people haven't seen. So they're like, yo, Deebo, I ain't know you was that fast, but really can move.
No, he can move. He can move. And then you get Ayuk on the other side. But it's about Brock. It all starts with him. You need the quarterback, and I don't want to hear this, oh, man, he has all these weapons. Well, you know what? Peyton Manning had all those weapons, and he got 1 Super Bowl. All right? He had Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, who was the tight end, Dallas Clark. He had Brandon Stokely in his slot. He had Joseph Adai or Edgerrin James. Nobody complained. Nobody complained. What did we do? We gave Peyton Manning MVPs.
Dominic Rhodes.
Yeah. So what's bad in that Super Bowl? What bad? But seriously, we never made excuses for Peyton.
No.
We don't make excuses for Kurt Warner. We didn't make excuses for Steve Young and Joe Montana. Let's stop making excuses for Brock Purdy.
And
He's doing what he needs to do with these weapons.
Well, we're acting like Jalen Hurts isn't throwing to Devontae and A.J. Brown.
I know. With Dallas Carter.
I mean, come on. Yeah, every guy has playmakers. Now, he might have a couple more than others, but that's how teams choose to allocate their funds. And when the time comes, one day down the line, we'll figure out the financial component with Brock, and we'll see what the roster is. I don't know if anyone picked up on this. There was a subtle Ian Rappaport tweet that went out in the morning.
Yep.
The salary cap is going to go up by at least $18 million next year.
Right. That helps.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah, that helps a lot. And the Niners are going to be the benefactor of that. So let's just say 2 years from now, if it goes up at the current rate, you're looking at an extra $40 million from today's date at minimum of what the salary cap's going to go up to.
Yep.
Stop worrying about trading people away. The Niners have been very frugal and very good when it comes to allocating their money over the last 2 seasons. They're going to be fine. They're going to be fine.
Are you talking about in terms of just re-signing Ayuk and re-signing Chase Young? If they want Brandon Ayuk's going to be a Niner for a very long time. Well, we don't need to be in a hurry to trade this guy and say, oh, we need to pick and choose. I never got that conversation over the last 2 years about picking and choosing between Deebo and Ayuk. Oh, we always talked. I was like, what about just keeping both? Don't you want more playmakers?
At minimum. And I know Seattle's somewhere going like, I can't wait till they pay Brock Purdy. At minimum, you can't give him anything for 3 years.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's not hitting your books.
No.
So everyone needs to take a deep breath. We're fine financially.
Fine. They're always going to be.
And by the way, B, I don't know if you're paying attention to this, but you look up, and I know he didn't have the greatest game yesterday. He did have a couple of pass deflections and a really big hit in the backfield. Nick Bosa is going to get double-digit sacks again this year, and it's been a down year.
He may get it this Sunday. He may get it this Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals in a down year. But you know what? You know what's so good about Bosa, though? You can see that he's saving his best for last.
100%.
He's got some juice now.
I thought he was in the backfield. There's one play where actually Drew Lock climbed up in the pocket and ran for it, and Drake Greenlaw came in and gave him the old woo-wap. But Bosa was in the backfield a lot.
I honestly thought it was his best game of the season.
Really?
Yeah.
Without a sack. Interesting.
Bosa was in that backfield every single play. And then Greg Olsen, the broadcast version, once you do that, the broadcast version shows that Bosa at times is lining up at D tackle.
Yeah.
He's lining up in the A-gap.
Yeah.
He was lined up inside. He was playing in loopy games. He was running some stunts. I thought that was Bosa's best game. 97 was in the backfield damn near every play.
And now, did you notice Kevin Givens has been solid?
Solid, very solid.
I mean, I look at these D tackles. I'm like, stop overpaying in free agency for D tackles. You can get a guy like Kevin Givens who's giving you great production.
No doubt. And you know what? Let Armstead rest. If you could buy rest for one more week.
On that.
Let's do it.
Did you see Mook Dog wearing his 91 jersey to the stadium?
I did see that. Mook Dog loves Eric Armstead. That video that they posted last week when Armstead was going to get nominated for Men of the Year, the Walter Payton Men of the Year, you saw Kinlaw damn near choking up. That's his guy. He's helped Kinlaw in a lot of ways. Be a mature human being, being a better guy in the community. Who knows, man? Maybe you see you re-sign Kinlaw from the low. You get a hometown discount.
Seeing Charlie Warner out there yesterday, as I flipped to the offensive side, I want Zach Ertz. I hope they go get Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz might be coming.
I want him.
Why would Zach Ertz want to come here and finish his career where it all started? We've
been waiting for a second tight end. We had Jordan Reed, who was hurt week 1, and then Kittle got hurt, and then Reed came back and Kittle was out. We haven't had 2 legitimate tight end receiving options in forever.
It's been a long time.
Since Delonte Walker, Vernon Davis.
And then who's that before that? Who's our boy on 49ers? Zach says Jamie
Oh,
Jamie Williams. Jamie Williams.
Well, he had Eric Johnson in between.
Yeah.
Eric Johnson.
Jamie Williams, Brent Jones.
His biggest
Not bad,
catch,
anybody.
Eric Johnson's biggest catch was off the field. You don't know Jessica Simpson?
No, I knew. I was.
Spadoni looked at me crazy.
You got to Google it.
He married Jessica Simpson.
Yeah. No, Jesse Wade, 199. Can we please?
Nick Lachey, I thought.
Nick Lachey at first.
At first.
He made a bounce back. He's doing something. Jesse Wade, 199. Can we bring back Howard, the Eagles guy, please? Howard, that's good. Now we're going to let them chill for a couple
I enjoyed
weeks.
that game so much.
Let them chill for a couple weeks.
I've never rooted for the Cowboys, navy, white, silver, whatever the hell their colors are. I was rooting for them. CeeDee Lamb drops that ball to start the third quarter. I'm going, oh, no. Oh, no. And then Dak wants to give it away on that strip sack. I'm like, what are they doing? I need them to win this game. Thankfully, they did end up winning that game.
I thought they were going to, 24-6. They were up very,
You didn't have a little pause?
Not yesterday. Eagles did not look
First
right.
time in NFL history, 59 or more yards twice?
I went against them in fantasy football, so I may be out of a couple playoff spots because of that kicker. Now, I ended up playing them in 3 matchups yesterday. How did I play against Aubrey in the last week of the season? So let's go to Jason in San Jose. Jason, what's happening?
Hey, guys. I just want to say thank you for taking my call. I know the Niners did great, and they've done well all year. Just a little worried about Brandon Ayuk. Want to get you guys' take on it. And are you guys worried about the Cardinals this Sunday for a trap game? Because I know they had a bye week, and I know in the past.
Why are you worried about Ayuk first? Why are you worried about Ayuk?
Because he fumbled the ball.
Well, that was just a really nice play by Julian Love, I thought. And then he bounced back and made a play after that. Like
McCaffrey's fumbled this year inside the 5-yard line. Things happen.
And Deebo's fumbled at times. Like they've had, I thought the bigger one was the miscommunication. I don't know what happened. Purdy steps up in the pocket, the interception. He steps up, and I thought he had a window to throw to Ayuk, but he kind of hesitated. And then I don't know if he expected Ayuk to keep coming or for Ayuk was supposed to sit down. Right. I'm not sure what happened. But that one off of Ayuk's hands, that can't happen. You can't turn the ball over in the middle of the field that way.
Is he gone?
Yeah, I guess he's gone.
Right,
the Ayuk strip, I'm not worried about all. That happens.
That happens. Let's go to...
and did you see Steve Wilkes on the sideline tell him, we'll get it back
We'll get it back.
And they did.
Steve Wilkes is just chilling. That defense is... Fred Warner. Hey. By the way, Fred Warner. You see him trying to get that pick at the end?
Of course.
I mean, Fred Warner is everywhere. Sideline to sideline. I don't know if you saw him blow up that screen.
That was awesome.
Where he just hit behind the lineman and just knifed through.
Yes.
I mean, Fred Warner's playing it. I'm telling you, man, that was to me, that was one of the more pleasing victories of the season.
I'm with you on that.
A divisional opponent, a desperate Seattle team with Pete Carroll, and it was the Niners who read the fake. Well, I don't know if Wisnowski got the green light for that, but it was a beautiful design, even though it didn't count.
He went 20 miles per hour on that run. No, I'm not joking. Kyle Shanahan said it. Listen to this. My bad. I tried to set it up. My bad. I thought you were looking at me.
Here, I'll play.
That was Ayuk and Purdy miscommunicating on the pass right there.
I don't really know what happened on it. I think he just hesitated a little bit. I haven't got to talk to him personally. I don't know if he thought it was going to get blocked or if he bobbled the snap a hair or he just had a glitch, but it was a good one because when he paused and stuff and saw the edge, it was obviously a clean look and he didn't hesitate for it. And I was just told he hit over 20 miles per hour on it, so that's real cool. I know Ronnie felt bad about it, but wish we could have avoided that.
Shanahan with some jokey jokes. That's how you know he's feeling good. By the way, Brock Purdy, this last 5 games, Shasky. Now, again, he doesn't know what passer rating is, so I'm going to fall behind Brock Purdy in terms of passer rating, but it's 136. He's thrown for 1,520 yards, 13 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions in the 5 games coming off the bye week. Think about that. 1,500 yards, 1,520.
Crazy.
13 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions coming off the bye.
Yeah, he's looked phenomenal.
I mean, the completion percentage, 73%. He's completing passes out there at a 73% clip. He's averaging 11.3 yards per attempt. I mean, these are not just MVP numbers. He's playing at a Hall of Fame level, right? I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer or whatnot, but this is the type of plays. Like, when you watch Mahomes, there's a calmness, right? You watch, well, not Josh Allen so much because he's throwing a pick every game. He can't help himself.
He's carrying that team, though.
But when you look at the top quarterbacks year in and year out, and what separates them? The calmness in the pocket, the way they extend plays, looking downfield, taking advantage of the deep shots, being accurate, throwing spiral, all this stuff. He's doing it.
Yeah.
He's doing it. Like this guy yesterday, I don't even know. You got the Tampa Bay game, you got the Arizona game, you got the Philly game. He just continues to play his best football at the right time, and he's doing it on the stages here where you want to win the MVP awards. You want individual accolades when you get it done during its time, and he's done that since the 5 weeks since the bye week, Shasky.
He's unflappable. Like, that's the number one thing for me. The guy, the pocket was collapsing. He had to scramble. He had to climb up in it. He got a couple of sacks early. Felt like they were on some of their short yardage stuff, like these little in routes. He almost got Kittle killed early on. And then, boom, oh, you're going to give me some over the top?
Right.
None of the stuff that I've done earlier matters. I'm just going to hit this dude in stride.
Right. In stride.
He's
in stride. Shasky.
The throw to Deebo was an unbelievable throw.
It was a
Deebo
drag route.
He didn't break stride at all.
I know, at all.
He didn't slow down one step.
And think about the window he'd have to throw that in. There's a free safety over the top. There's somebody underneath, and he hits Deebo in stride for an easy. And it was perfect. Deebo's talking about it and said, I'm not sure if I'm running full speed or not. So not only that, you frustrate DK Metcalf. You get him kicked out the game. And you got to go back and watch. Dude, you got to go back and watch it because Greg Olsen goes, DK's one of those guys where things aren't going his way and he's losing. He kind of loses it a little bit.
Did you hear what Fred Warner said to him?
No.
Oh, Fred Warner said this to DK Metcalf. Listen to Fred here.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, man. I told him he tackles really well, and then for some reason he didn't like that, and I guess what happened, and it's unfortunate, man. He got to learn to keep his composure, but happy we came out with the dub.
Tackles well.
He tackles well, and he didn't like it. Greg Olsen goes, when things aren't going his way, he throws little tantrums.
I mean, Charvarius Ward, on one of the first plays of the game, I thought he should have had a pick.
Should have.
They threw one up, and he makes a great play. Second play, they throw to DK short, and then Ward, I'm watching him. I go, uh-oh. He pointed at his groin and just, limped off the field. And I'm like, oh, boy, here we go. And I thought Drew Lock threw a gorgeous back shoulder laser to DK. That DK got his beautiful footwork in. But after that, nothing from DK.
Here's DK's thoughts on the scuffle. I heard DK earlier. Here's DK Metcalf
let's hear it.
on what happened there at the end of the game where he got ejected alongside Diamador Lenore.
You want to call it frustration? Yeah, it was frustration, but from my side, he hit me in the back of the head, so I just retaliated from that.
You believed he still had the ball when you tackled him the first time, right?
I'm sorry, what?
You thought he still had the ball when you tackled him the first time?
Yeah.
Before he lateral did?
Yeah.
And that's why you threw him to the ground, and then he retaliated. In your mind, he retaliated. He hit you first after you threw him to the ground. Is that what happened?
I'm sorry, what are you asking?
I'm asking, in your mind, that wasn't an illegal hit because you thought he had the ball.
In my mind, when I see a pick, I turn into a defensive player.
Right.
I mean, defensive players don't get mad when they tackle me and suplex me like that. So, yeah, that's what I was doing. I was making a tackle for my team.
I love the Niners are known for their suplexes. I mean, is any other team in the NFL known for suplexes more? Dre Greenlaw laid a couple.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Drew Lock, be careful around Dre Greenlaw. He got thrown so hard to the ground. Bosa almost got that sack on that play. And he comes scrambling out to the right. And here comes Dre Greenlaw, and he just puts him down. Dre Greenlaw also almost knocked himself out.
Yeah, I know. Dre Greenlaw's out of control.
I love it.
And I love I wouldn't take it away from him. You need a nasty guy like that on defense, but I just can't get over this offense. Because, again, I'm looking at the Niners in 94. And I thought this coming into the season, maybe we'll have the best offense since 98. I think this offense blows away the 98 offense. But even the 94 offense, which...
They're more balanced.
They're more balanced probably, but they had one 1,000-yard receiver, and that was Jerry Rice. He had 1,500 yards receiving.
Just 1,500.
Just 1,500. Ricky Waters surprisingly didn't rush for 1,000 yards. He had 877. 877. Only averaged 3.7 yards a carry. This is the 94 team. 3.7 yards per carry. But he also had 719 yards receiving.
Just that.
So he had over 1,500 yards all-purpose yards.
So who's the second leader rusher, Amp Lee or Derek Lavelle?
That year was William Floyd.
Oh, William Floyd.
William Floyd, 305. Mark Logan, 143. Remember Mark Logan, number 43, with the kick returns.
Mark Logan, the big shoulder pads.
Yep, huge shoulder pads. Huge. So, 1,000-yard receiver.
Logan.
The second most on this team was Brent Jones with 670. John Taylor third with 531. So, when you look at this team, you may have 3 1,000-yard receivers.
That's what I'm saying.
You may have 3 of them. Not 1, but 3.
And you have the leading rusher in the NFL. How many times has that happened? I bet that's never happened in the NFL.
I bet
if you have the leading rusher in the league and multiple 1,000-yard receivers.
Right. That's insane, right? Now, Steve Young that year was just shy of 4,000 yards. He was 31 yards shy, of 31 yards.
What do you go, 36 and 8?
4,000 yards.
36 and 8 that year?
Yeah,
36 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Yep. So
that's the all-time
35 and 10.
Okay.
35 and 10. So 35 touchdown passes, 10 interceptions, threw for 3,969 yards.
So do you guys want to hear the 2000? So I think this is a good comp. The greatest show on turf.
Give it to me.
That season, 2000, when they ended up beating the Titans in the Super Bowl. Kurt Warner, 3,400 passing yards.
So Purdy already has more.
Marshall Faulk, 1,300 rushing yards.
Which means McCaffrey, one more game, he'll get over that.
He's got 1,177 right now.
Isaac Bruce, 1,400.
Oh, that's where Ayuk's on target for.
Torrey Holt, 1,600.
Wow, that's the difference. But see, we split those up between Kittle. We split that up with Kittle and Deebo.
Well, they're tight end. Who was their tight end that year?
Roland Williams.
Yeah, Roland, the former Raider.
He had 11 catches for 102 yards.
Yeah, they didn't throw it to the tight end at all.
And how many receiving yards for Marshall Faulk?
I'm just looking at his rushing stats. I can get that in a sec.
Yeah,
and then Az Hakim.
Az Hakim.
Az Hakim was also
was it Ricky Prohl?
Ricky Prohl was their 4-5 receiver. But you have Ayuk with 1,053. You have George Kittle with 811. You have Deebo Samuel with 739, and Deebo Samuel basically missed 3 games.
He's going to get 1,000.
You may have 3 1,000-yard receivers. Like, that's insane.
I know.
And then the 1,500-yard rusher in Christian McCaffrey. And a 4,000-yard passer.
Well, and Ayuk to do it back-to-back years on this team is very important because the last time that happened, it's only happened 5 times in Niner history, back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving. Jerry Rice did it 11 straight times.
Just 11 straight
Just for
times.
a sec. 86 to 96. 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons.
We got bored with his greatness.
And by the way, it's also with a straight shortened season in 87. I don't think people realize it. 11 straight. Kittle did it. And then obviously Anquan Bolden's the last wide receiver to do it.
Yep. I mean, this is we finally have an offense that can carry the defense on a bad day. We finally have that offense, folks. You have to score at least 24 to be in a conversation to try to win a football game with the 49ers. You score 16, that's an automatic L.